what parts of my life did I completely ignore in order to finish that book as quickly as I did? It just takes a long time.
I appreciate that. I am just an impatient person and I need to know what happens.
Maybe I'd rather be grumpy from staying up late reading than grumpy from not getting to read. Hi, and welcome to Romantasy Remedy. I'm Whitney.
And I'm Kenzie. We're sisters-in-law and book besties who thrive on daily doses of magic and romance from our favorite fantasy stories.
So, if your emotional support animal is a dragon and your therapist has shadow powers, you're in the right place. Thanks for being here and for liking, rating, and following our show. Before we get started, this is our official content warning. Simply put, Romantasy Remedy is a podcast for grown-ups. The topics and language will reflect that. Please listen at your comfort level. So this is kind of a different podcast episode for us, but it's going to be super fun because we're just going to hang out and have a book chat about whatever.
It's a great way to start the new year.
Yeah, we have a plan. It's just a loose plan, and it's not about Crowns of Nyaxia, so it's different for us, but it'll be good.
Yes.
It'll be fun.
Yes.
So, like you said, Kenz, kind of a new year, new books podcast. Let's actually start with the old books. I want to know, what were some of your favorite reads from 2025?
Okay, for sure. So, obviously, the Crowns of Nyaxia series that you introduced me to that we've been having so much fun with.
Yay!
Love them.
So good.
I will say, out of the series that I did finish, not quite in 2025, just a couple weeks into 2026, but
we'll still count that. It's okay. Don't tell anyone.
I think
Still
my
counts.
favorite out of the series so far, since it's not totally finished yet, was Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. I absolutely love that book. I love the characters in that book. My favorite. I'm trying to think.
I know you really like Atreus.
Atreus, he's got me in a chokehold for some reason. Just really like him. Really do.
So good.
Let's think. What else did I read this year that I really liked? I read some like one-off, which I don't know if I would put them in the romantasy category, but it's a good cousin of the romantasy category. Are some of the Emily McIntyre, the Never After series. I read a couple of those. I call them my hangover books. In between these big series we read, I feel like before I start another one, I need a hangover book to kind of.
Yep. I've heard them called palate cleansers. Yeah.
That's probably a better word.
Well, you need a palate cleanser when you have a book hangover. So,
right.
Yeah, I get you.
I'm trying to think. We did obviously a short reread of The Throne of Glass, just the 13, which I actually thought was really fun to just focus on those chapters.
That was fun.
It was really
fun. We read Kingdom of Ash at the very, very, very beginning of 2020.
That's right. And cried. And cried and cried and cried. I remember that was February last year. That's crazy to think it was almost a year ago.
Yeah. So I feel like almost obligated to choose that as my favorite read of 2025.
Okay.
But we'll get to this in a minute. 2025 was a pretty epic year of reading. So
I'm like, we could fill a whole episode with your reads. I saw the list. It just kept going.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Again, I have a problem, but it's okay. Could be drugs. It's fine.
I mean, there's worse things out there, for sure.
Okay, so you liked reading about the 13. Obviously, you loved Kingdom of Ash.
Loved Kingdom of Ash. I think
we also read the Empyrean. Oh, yeah, we did Crescent City.
You're right. The Empyreans. Crescent City did not do anything for me. And I know there's like that crossover with ACOTAR, which is cool, but I just, not my favorite. It was fine. It was entertaining. Didn't love it like I have for other series. I think Bryce just annoys me for whatever reason.
Fair. It's fair.
But Empyrean series, I am dying for a fourth book. Some kind of info, but we both know that's not happening anytime soon. So
nope, we know that is not happening this year. So
no,
best not to dwell on it.
I just can't talk about it right now. It's going to cause all kinds of issues.
It was fun to read that series. I feel like it's one that brings a lot of people into romantasy, and it's one that gets people back into reading, kind of like ACOTAR did for us. It was fun to finally meet Zayd and Ryerson and be in that world with the dragons for a while. I did not hate it. It was really fun.
One of my favorite moments from this year, if we're gonna kind of book talk, it was so funny. I was playing my son Tippett one night, and he's very into dragons, as you know. And he was kind of pouty and just upset. And he's like, "Mom, I just wish that I lived where dragons lived." And I was like, "Me too, me too. I feel you on that, bud." I was in the middle of my Empyrean series reading, but
you're like, yes, dragons, leaders, all of it. Wish it was real. It's fine.
Right there with you.
That's so funny. Okay, so you read Kingdom of Ash and finished Throne of Glass in 2025. You read the Empyrean series, Crescent City, which wasn't your favorite. Totally get that. What else? Oh, and then Crowns of Nyaxia. And then some of the palette cleansers.
That's a lot of books.
It's a lot of books.
It's a lot of books.
I mean, you deserve a round
of
applause.
Not a fraction of what you read, but
still amazing. Again, you have a more balanced life and get more sleep than I do, so it's all good. It's all good. Very healthy amount of books. Very healthy. Oh my gosh.
You're my proofreader. Just you read everything and then give me the
demonstrate, how different Kenzie and I are in some ways. We're very similar in others, but in this particular way, as in how fast we read books. Kenzie finished Kingdom of Ash, and I finished Kingdom of Ash, and you probably, I can't remember what you read right after that. But
it was one of those never after ones. One of them. I can't remember
which. Good old palette cleanser, right?
Yes.
And I think I went to Quicksilver next. And then I went to Crowns of Nyaxia and gobbled those up. And then I went to maybe next it was the Kindred's Curse saga, like Spark of the Everflame and Glow of the Everflame and Heat of the Everflame with Luther, who I really, really liked.
I forget about Luther. Yep.
And now the order starts to get a little fuzzy in my mind. I'm not sure which book I read next, but these were all in the mix. There was Shield of Sparrows, there was Metal Slinger, there was The Night and the Moth, and then I read One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns by the same author, Rachel Gillig, who I adore her writing. I love her books. What else? Oh, and then we read the Empyrean series together.
Yeah.
I actually think I read that one twice.
I was going to say, let's not forget that some of these books you read more than once this year.
True. Because I reread Crowns of Nyaxia right before Fallen came out. So I've read it all the way through 2 times this year. And then Quicksilver I reread before Brimstone came out. So I read that one twice this year.
Yep.
Is that it?
No, some of the Throne of Glass.
Maybe.
You're 13.
Oh, well. And of course I read A Court of Mist and Fury probably twice this year. In addition to reading it the first 2 times the year before. So
A Court of Mist and Fury is your comfort blanket.
It is. It's like, I've told you this before, it's like when people are having a bad day and they have a comfort food, like a cookie or chicken soup or whatever. I have a comfort book, and it's A Court of Mist and Fury. If I'm like, can't deal with life, that's what I go back to. And it is good medicine. I tell you that. And I also dabbled in some Dramini, which I did not see coming. Right. And I read Remain Nameless and loved it. Loved it.
How do you feel about, I think we talked about this briefly at the bookstore when we were together. What's the one that just came out that's like the...
Alchemized.
Yeah. What's your...
So, Alchemized is basically another version of Manacled, but the names are changed, so it's not Hermione and Draco. And I didn't read Manacled, and I've just heard it's darker. And I mean, I like some stuff that leans darker. I feel like Nyaxia, that world, leans a little dark, and Night and the Moth is kind of dark gothic vibes, but I think it's darker than that. And so
it's another level that you're just not your thing.
Yeah, I've been a little hesitant to put it as a priority on my TBR. I guess that's kind of why I haven't been drawn to that yet.
I guess it doesn't really fall in the romantasy realm necessarily either, does it?
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Yeah. I just remember that coming up when you said Dramini, so I was wondering.
Not an actual expert, but that's my take on it.
Fair enough.
And so now you can see why it would be really hard for me to choose like an absolute favorite read of 2025 because there are so many amazing books I read this year. I feel like some of the pillars of Romantasy happened this
No,
year.
for sure. For sure.
Super hard to pick a favorite. Kingdom of Ash made me cry a lot. And Metal Slinger, I will say, I think had the best plot twist.
Okay.
Where I was like, what? The Night and the Moth, I think, had the best vibes. I could feel the gothic-y, gargoyle-y vibes that she was putting out there, and it was awesome. But I don't know. I didn't even say anything about Crowns of Nyaxia, and I adore Crowns of Nyaxia. I don't know. This year was just, there were too many great books, and I'm not mad about it, but it's just hard to pick a favorite.
Oh, that's fair when you've read that many. Was there a favorite male character from this year?
Okay,
Always Reese,
well,
but other than Reese, was there?
That's hard. Obviously, Xaden is Xaden. Hard to compete with.
Neither of us got Xaden on our book boyfriend ranking. You know that?
That's true. That's
I was
true.
kind
Good
of like,
call. Where
we
was
didn't
he?
get him. Yeah, he
So
would've been up there.
one character, male main character that was kind of lower on my list and then jumped once I read the second book later on in the year was Kingfisher. When I read Quicksilver, I didn't not love him, but I just wasn't obsessed with him like some people are.
Right.
I think it was right after I finished the Mossverse, and so I was very still hungover from all of those characters.
Right.
I don't know if I really had my heart open to Kingfisher, but then I reread it, and then I read Brimstone, and
Right.
Brimstone, I decided that he was a
Interesting.
favorite. So he's probably number 2 for me right
Okay.
now.
I'm so excited because as you know, I just started Quicksilver. I have met Kingfisher. I don't know him very well
Yay.
yet, but I have met him. And it's so funny because I feel like you have a very high standard of men. So if you put him at number 2, I'm like, I have so much to look forward to.
You do. But I guess for me, it's almost like I would say Brimstone Kingfisher is my number 2.
Okay.
I think I knew him better in Brimstone. And that's
Okay.
intentional, right? Just because
Right.
that's part of the storytelling in Quicksilver is you don't know
Sure.
everything about him. And that's what makes him a great character. But that was a male main character that kind of jumped up on my
jumped
list
it up
during
there.
2025.
All right. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm so
Do
excited
you
to
have a
meet him.
favorite?
Well, I'm kind of like you. I feel like if you asked me in the first quarter of the year, it would have been Lorcan. If you asked me in like the next if you asked me like 6 months, well, the next quarter, it would have been Xaden. And then I would feel like the last 6 months has really been my Nyaxia series time. And Atreus is my favorite out of the series, I think, so far. I don't know. I really like Asar too. And I like Rain. I just think I like them more. But I feel like what we've talked about before, it's when you're reading it, you have different feelings than when you're outside of it. Do you know what I mean?
True. When you're like in that world.
When you're in that world, it's
immersed
that
in
man
it.
at that moment.
I was just gonna say a couple other male main characters that I really enjoyed reading were Luther Corbaugh from the Kindred's Curse saga and Rory Mendacious from The Night and the Moth.
Rory.
And yes,
Okay.
I feel like that name maybe could have been better, but I still really like him. Yeah, I really liked those two. So
Okay, so on the
leave it at that.
same kind of female characters now. And
Good
favorite
question.
female. I think
Good
hands down my
question.
favorite was Violet. I like Violet
You really
a
like
lot.
Violet?
I do. I find other well, never mind. We got Throne of Glass in there too. And I really like Manon. I don't think you could really beat her. I don't know. I do like I
so
like
great.
Violet because I feel like there's some female. Well, okay, she has her annoying stretch too, but not the same. Do you know what I mean?
Violet
Yeah,
in Iron Flame.
yeah. But
I have a
for the
friend
most
that
part,
DNF'd Iron Flame. She was like, I can't handle how annoying Violet is. So
I know. I guess if you break it down, all of them have their moments. Manon's the only one, I guess, that doesn't really have a moment.
so true. That's funny. She does in the beginning, and we covered this extensively, guys, in our episodes about the 13. But, Manon, when she first is introduced, is very like bloodthirsty, and that's kind of a one-track mind. And she has this amazing character arc, which is part of why I love her. She just changes and grows so much, and I love that about her.
Yeah.
Violet has some growth too. So you gotta,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody gets a little time to be annoying. That's just human, I suppose. There are
Ask
some
our
characters that
husbands.
take it to like another level, but that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yes, agree. I enjoyed Violet and I enjoyed Manon. I like all the female main characters from the Nyaxia series too, specifically Misha. I really liked Misha. What
Okay.
about you?
I like Misha too, but Araya is my favorite.
Okay. Yeah. I could see Araya up there too. I like Araya.
I
Again,
I
it's
don't
when I'm
know.
in the book, I have different feelings.
She's a little bit salty, I guess, and I kind of like that.
She is definitely salty. No doubt about that. Oh, that's funny. I feel like
I
I could
forgot.
reread those already.
I know. I know. Well, I am, and it's wonderful. I was about to say I forgot about one series that I also really enjoyed, and I read it at the very tail end of 2025, so that's why I forgot it. And that is the first book is called The Road of Bones by Demi Winters,
Okay.
and it's a Viking romantasy series.
Yes, you were telling me about this. Okay.
Really, really good. There's Road of Bones, and then there's Kingdom of Claw, and what was that? Roots of Darkness. So it's a little novella.
Okay.
But that was a really good series, and I don't know if she's like my favorite female main character, but Scylla, I enjoyed her too. So
Okay.
I don't know who my favorite is. Manon is like
Top
pretty
tier.
solidly in the top tier.
Yeah, for sure.
I did not love the female main character in the Kindred's Curse saga. She was pretty annoying. Like she
Really?
grows and changes and it's better, but
Because you really enjoyed those books, though, right?
I did. They are a slow burn. So if you're somebody that
Okay.
has to have spice within so many chapters, that is not the series for you. But I will say this about that. I kind of appreciated the development of that relationship, like without giving any spoilers, because it took so long, it felt very realistic and it felt you know how sometimes, even though we love the romance, we know it's not realistic.
Right.
I mean, it just is what it is. But like this one, the way their relationship developed felt real. And so that was cool. I liked that. I appreciated that.
Different take than what you normally get with Romantasy series,
Yes.
for sure.
Yes. I mean, still magic and all kinds of other unreal things, but that part of it felt realistic to me. But yeah, I mean, I love Araya, Manon, Violet. I like Violet, but I don't know if she's one of my favorites. And I'm skimming through my list. Yeah. Yeah. I'll just leave it at that. Probably Araya and Manon are two of my top female main characters this year.
That's a good list. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Okay.
For sure.
So everything you read in 2025, what do you even have left to read in 2026? Do you have a list of what you want for 2026?
I feel like my list for 2026 is just all the sequels of everything I read in 2025 because there are so many sequels coming out this year. The first one is The Dawn of the North, which is the Viking one. So I'm very excited about that. That's February 3rd. And then
that's coming right up.
Yes.
Yay.
So super fun. Then in April, you get Rights of the Starling, which is the sequel to Shield of Sparrows. Also an excellent, excellent read. And then May 5th is Fury Bound. So that is the sequel to Direbound, which was also really good. That was one of my first ones of 2026. So
is that the dire wolf one you were talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I've heard people say it's basically Fourth Wing, but with dire wolves. And in some ways that's true, but it's also not. Different magic, different worlds, different characters. So, but it is kind of a situation where you bond with this magical creature. So in that way,
not romantasy. That's romantasy.
Yeah. For a while, though, I did keep picturing just Xaden and Violet, but with wolves. It took me a moment to separate that imagery.
I get that.
In June is Light Wielder by Rachel Schneider, and that is the sequel to Metal Slinger. So, been dying to know what happens after that huge plot twist and cliffhanger. Then August is The Lion in the Deathless Dark. Septimus.
I've got that one on my list.
Finally.
I think Septimus will quickly work his way up the book boyfriend ranking.
I am super curious. I think so too. I think he may end up being my favorite. I follow Krista Broadbent on her social media platforms and I'm in a Facebook group. And she has said a few times that he and Kyrene are very bold, and
Okay.
But
I think she's
in
kind of
what way?
insinuating. Well, that's what I mean, in many ways. Bold, like, as in, they're brave and whatnot, but I think also she means bedroom bold. So,
Okay.
it's gonna be interesting.
Excited
Gonna
for
be
it.
I think it's gonna be spicy. I think it's gonna be spicy. And she also has commented that it's dark, so I'm curious to
Okay.
compare that to the other books we've read and see if it
Think
feels darker or not.
I mean, and that would make sense with what we know of the House of Blood for it to be a darker tale. Just knowing some of the history we've learned already from the other books in the series,
Yeah.
that would make sense to me. I
Yeah.
would expect
No,
that.
it's a good call. And then September is gonna be a good month because The Knave and the Moon comes out, and that's the sequel to The Knight and the Moth. And again, the vibes in that book were so good. I think I've told you before, I think Sarah J. Maas is an amazing writer and wordsmith. Her word choices and the variety of vocabulary she uses are impressive to me. Rachel Gillig is also like that. Like, she just
Okay. Screw
is
that.
a beautiful, and same as Krista Broadbent. Like, those three are probably my top three authors just because I love their wordsmithing. I think it's very beautiful. And so I'm excited for The Knave and the Moon. It'll be
Okay.
fun.
You almost have something to look forward to every month. That's a nice.
Yes. Well, and I
Nice.
just finished. Okay, so before I say this, we are experiencing a winter storm event in the south, and we are not used to these temperatures or ice or snow. So
Uh-huh.
we haven't been going anywhere for a couple days, like
Yes.
you.
Yep.
And I've had a little bit more time to read as a result, which I'm not mad about. And I read The Wolf King and The Night Prince by Lauren Palfreyman. And so that's werewolves.
It's been like 2 days. You got those both read?
Well, I had started The Wolf King prior to this weekend, so I
Okay.
finished, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I read The Night Prince in almost 24 hours.
That's impressive. Okay.
So that should tell you two things.
Thumbs up.
One, I was probably a little stressed out after dealing with the weather and other life things. Two, it was a good book. It was excellent. I liked
Okay.
it. And so there's a third book called The Wolf Queen, also coming out in September. It's a long time to have to wait and see how things play out, but it's okay. This is
No, that
very fresh
feels like
wound for
forever
me.
off.
I just finished it last night, so
It's fresh.
very fresh. And then the last one that's like officially on my calendar is, of course, the third book from Callie Hart in the Fae and Alchemy series. We don't know the title yet, but it's supposed to be released in November. So finally gonna follow up on Kingfisher and Carrion, hopefully. I didn't
know
mention
very little about
him.
Carrion. Oh, would he be
I
on your
didn't.
list too?
I didn't mention. I feel like he should be. Yeah.
I was
Okay,
thinking
so
about.
you know what? We're gonna kind of like table that conversation for a more in-depth book boyfriend
We'll have
ranking. I'm gonna
another.
have to think about
Okay.
this. Yeah, we'll have another episode solely on that.
I think that's fair because I was thinking about our ranking video that we did, but they didn't have any of the Crowns of Nyaxia characters in it at all. Like, I feel like
No.
there's so many good male characters that aren't on that we need to. So
Yes.
I agree. We'll table this. We'll have an in-depth conversation about book boyfriends at a later date.
I'm looking forward to it. That'll be
Okay.
good. All right. Well,
Super
tell
fun.
me what is on your list, your TBR for
Okay.
2026.
Well, mine is not as designated as yours is. Yours is very organized. I'm currently in Quicksilver, not super far into
Yay.
it, but I have met Kingfisher, so it's good. So I'll do Quicksilver.
So
Oh yeah.
I want like a mini update about Quicksilver.
Okay, mini update.
Yeah, tell me what's going on.
Whitney, you're putting me on the spot. She met the queen.
Sorry. No pressure. We're all friends here. It's fine.
She took the sword because they were going to kill her. And
Yes.
the guy's like, you don't want to do that. And Kingfisher like came out and then she got knocked out and now she's in the Fae world with, and
Okay.
she met the king and Kingfisher's there and the crowd hates him. And that's where
Okay.
I'm at. So
Okay,
like I
yep.
said, not very far, but
Yeah,
I've met him.
it's just things are about to get going. So this is
Okay.
good. This is good.
So
I'm
far,
excited
I've
for
really
you.
enjoyed it. Yeah, I like it so far. It's quick.
If you've already really enjoyed it, it is only going to get better. So
Okay, perfect. I'm easy to please with these books. So far, so good.
I know. I was thinking that as I was looking through this list and we were talking, I'm like, I have no books on here where I was like, I didn't like that one. I mean, I guess the closest to a negative would be Crescent City,
Yeah,
just because Bryce wasn't my cup of tea either.
right.
Um,
But would I DNF it? No. I would read
no,
them again.
no.
They just weren't
Yeah,
my
agreed.
favorite. But when you're
Agreed.
comparing that to Throne of Glass and Fourth Wing and the Nyaxia series, it's kind of like
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of hard. It's a hard
It is hard.
bar to
It's
meet.
hard to compete, right?
So I'm going to read Quicksilver and Brimstone so that I'm ready for the third one. And
Okay.
then I really want to read the Plated Prisoner series.
Yeah. Yes.
Because my cousin says that was her favorite, and she always asks, "Have you started them yet? Have you started them yet?" And I haven't.
She's like ready for you to read
Yes.
it.
I feel like I bug her about the Nyaxia series, and she actually started them. I need to start.
Oh,
I need to start
yep.
the
Now,
Plated
now you
Prisoner.
have to.
Yes.
Okay.
So after Quicksilver and Brimstone, I'm going to start the Plated Prisoner series, and there's Guild, Glint, Gleam, Glow, Goldfinch. So there's like 5 or 6, I think, but it's a
Okay.
completed series. So I like that
Okay. Well, that's
too. So
nice. Yeah.
yeah, because the
Cool.
anticipation, just can't stand it.
I know. It's rough, man. It is
And
rough.
then, of course, The Lion and the Death of Darkness is I'm anxiously awaiting. Got to meet
Yes.
Septimus.
Septimus cannot wait. Ugh.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. Another one that's coming out, and I haven't read this one yet. There is one, The Moon Hatched by Sarah Parker,
Okay.
and the
I've heard
sequel
that
to
one.
that book. Yeah, I've heard about
Yeah.
that one a lot, so I'm probably gonna try and get that one in there sometime.
You'll
see.
find a spot, I'm sure.
I'm sure. There's another series by Carissa Broadbent that I wouldn't mind reading. Oh my gosh, the name is escaping me right now. It's the War of Lost Hearts series, so
Okay.
I would like to read that one.
Have you ever read any? Because I know Rebecca Yaros has a couple other books out there. Have you ever read any of
Yeah.
her other ones?
I haven't. Maybe I will. Callie
Yeah.
Hart also has a Mafia book that's coming out
Has your
this
friend
year,
read that one?
so oh no,
I'm
shout out to
surprised.
Jenna. But it's kind of, well, it hasn't released yet, but it's on our radar
Okay.
because we both like Kingfisher and we like Brimstone and Quicksilver, so I'm like, okay, maybe we will both like this Mafia book too.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
yeah.
Okay.
She's my friend that loves the Mafia and the darker romance, and I'm like, come read Romantasy with me.
I love it. Book
She's a good sport.
friends are the best. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. My husband has been reading a lot of Brandon Sanderson lately, and it almost makes me want to read. He's fantasy. I wouldn't say romantasy, but fantasy.
Fantasy.
His books are like, you know how long Kingdom of Ashes? They're
You
all
showed me.
that
They're
long.
huge.
So it's quite
Yeah.
a commitment.
I loved going to the bookstore with you because I feel like I used to be such a book person, and I still am, but I've totally converted to the Kindle because it's just so convenient. So it was fun going to the bookstore and looking at those books, and it's like, oh wow, I read like whole when you actually like can stack them up and physically see them, you're like feeling pretty good about that.
Yes. Yes, no, I'm the same way. Sometimes I read something on my Kindle and then I see the physical copy at the store and I have like a moment of, dear, like what parts of my life did I completely ignore in order to finish that book as quickly as I did? Like surely I forgot to do many things.
You have learned to work off few hours of sleep. It's impressive.
Yeah, for now, until it kills me, but it's fine.
It was worth it.
Gosh. I mean, I can either have more sleep and still be grumpy because I haven't read anything, or I don't know. I don't know what the trade-off is here, actually. I guess I'm going to be a little grumpy either way. Grumpy, maybe I'd rather be grumpy from staying up late reading than grumpy from
Not getting to read.
not getting to read.
Right.
I don't know.
So funny. Well, I am impressed that your husband reads so much. Like Kellen and I, the other night we were in bed and I don't remember how books got brought up. And I'm like, you need to learn something from these men, basically. And so I put Akatar on.
I'm sure he loved hearing that. I can just picture.
He's like, well, if you would let me read them. I was like, I'll let you read them. He's like, I've been telling you to put them on my nightstand, so I'll read them. Guess what went on his nightstand today? ACOTAR.
Guitar? Oh, man.
It's where I started. It's where he needs to start, and we'll walk him through.
It starts off with her hunting. That's promising, right?
Right. He should, it's archery. He likes archery. They should get along just fine.
For sure. Yeah. Until he sees the word fairy, and he's going to be like, oh, God, why? Joke.
For my wife, it will be fine. I'll hold his hand through it. We can read them together at night. We can do read alouds.
You need to do what I've seen some other couples do, where they get their husband's reaction as they're reading. So
I
you
should.
should just pick some key milestones to stop and be like, okay, well, tell me your reaction or whatever.
That's
or
so
whenever he
funny.
has a reaction, get
Yeah.
a video of it, I guess.
No, I should. I swear, we'll do our dates. It's often just dinner and Barnes and Noble or something. And we always make it to the Romantasy section. And he has a knack for opening a page and finding the spiciest scene. He's like, this is what you're reading. I'm like, you found the one page, literally the one page in that whole book. That it was, but you found it.
That's because my theory is because his brain is already wired that way. At least I feel like me reading these books kind of levels the playing field a little bit.
Hey, there you go. That's a good way to look at it. Agreed.
Yeah. Just helps me catch up. That's funny. I'm excited for him. Excited to hear about his ACOTAR experience. That's cool.
We'll put ACOTAR on his TBR for 2026.
TBR. Nice. I love it. Well, do you have a numerical reading goal? Like, I want to read X number of books this year.
No, I've never thought of it that way. I should. No, I don't. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I have my series that I want to read this year.
Yeah.
But
Same.
do you have a numerical? No.
No. I think if you count the rereads, so if you count those as another book,
right?
I think I read 40-ish. So
impressive.
We'll see. I mean, this podcast is called Romantasy Remedy. It's something that helps us to escape, to de-stress, to have fun, to heal, whatever, all those things. And so I never want it to become something that feels like a job or a to-do list item. Like, I want it to stay fun. And so I hesitate to have a numerical goal because of that.
Absolutely.
But if that's fun,
it takes the fun out of. Yeah, I guess for some people that is like that a goal, and that's great. I think that I would be stressed about I didn't meet the quota this month instead of just enjoying it for the sake of enjoying it. Yeah.
Right. I've told you this before. I've hesitated to join book clubs because since I fell back in love with reading, because of that reason, I was worried that being told I have to read a certain book by a certain day was going to be problematic for me.
Right.
But I did not account for how quickly I read books. And so in the book club I'm in, we try to be conscious of everybody's time. So we're not reading a Brandon Sanderson book or even, some of the longer romantasy books that you and I talk about. We try to pick ones that are reasonable lengths.
Right.
And anyway, basically.
What is a reasonable length for you?
I think we said, let's not go over 500 pages. Oh my gosh. What is wrong with me?
Reasonable for you or 500?
Yeah, and the first couple we've read have been closer to 300 to 400.
Oh, okay, that's good.
And audiobooks totally count. So anyway, what I'm trying to get at is book club is totally doable. It's fine. Yeah. Still fun.
I'm so glad you found one. That's been good too.
It's been fun. We've done the Mafia book. We did a fun kind of rom-com Christmas book.
Fun.
And we're actually doing the Wolf King. I'm so excited because I get to host since it's romantasy and everybody knows that that's my favorite. So we get to talk about Wolf King. But now I need to sort out my brain to make sure I don't say anything about The Night Prince when we're supposed to just be talking about Wolf King because somehow I read both those books in one weekend. And
you really should be like a case study because the speed at which you read books is
Just like cut my
incredible.
brain open and see what's
Yeah,
happening.
but you
Why
also retain so much because I feel like I could read a book and I'll really like it, but after I'm 2, 3 books away from that, I will have forgotten so much. I feel like you retain what you read very well.
Oh, well, thank you. I think part of
Yes,
that's probably my background as an English
that's
teaching
fair.
major, not just English, guys, English teaching. It's different. Not really. There's not a big difference. But also the series that I know the best are the ones that I have reread, and
Yeah,
I'm a good rereader. Not sometimes I'm not a good first time reader, but a good rereader.
good
Uh,
reread.
and I
That's
enjoy
fair.
rereadings if time allows for that because you get to go back and really experience the finer points or look for the foreshadowing or little Easter eggs that
Right.
connect different books in a series together. So I like that. It's fun.
I agree. I have only reread one book in my life, and I've reread it. Well, okay, I lied. I've reread a few, like some of the classics, like To Kill a Mockingbird has always been like a good palate cleanser book for me. But there's one book. It's called April Snow. It's super old. I don't even think that they uh print it anymore, and it was gifted to me by like my great grandma before she passed. Like that's one of the things I got.
Okay.
It
Cool.
was her favorite book, so I've read that book a ton, but other than those, I don't feel like I ever reread anything, and so rereading, some of the Throne of Glass series when we were doing our 13 episode was so much fun, and it makes me want
Yes,
to reread I want to reread ACOTAR all over again because I enjoyed it so much the first time, I just know I would love it the second time around, but it's
for
hard because
sure.
I'm like, but there's so many that I want to read that I haven't read, and so I'm not very good at finding the time to reread. I think that might be
Right.
something I focus on this year is taking time to
Yeah.
reread some things.
Well, and that comes back to what we were saying before. It's just whatever makes it fun. If it's
For
fun
sure.
to reread it, then go for it. If that doesn't feel fun, don't do it. Like
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm going to say this, but then I'm going to qualify it after I say it. I fully support DNFing a book. Like if you're reading it and it is feeling like actual torture to read it, then don't read it. But
Right.
I'm also a very type A person where once I start it, it's going to annoy me a lot if I don't finish. So
Yes.
I'll let you know when a book annoys me enough that I actually do DNF it
Yeah.
because it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't think I've ever DNF'd anything. I feel like I'm very type B in a lot of ways, but in that way, I can't stop something that I finished just for the sake of like, I have to finish it.
Yes.
So I don't know.
Well, yeah, no, that makes sense. And I think when we were at Barnes& and Noble together, I told you that's kinda how I felt reading Verity by Colleen Hoover. I was reading it, and I knew as I was reading it, I don't enjoy this the way I enjoy ACOTAR or whatever. And at the same time, I was like, "But I also really need to know what happens, so I'm gonna keep going."
Forgot about Verity. I actually enjoyed Verity, but I think before I discovered Romantasy, that was kind of the genre I always leaned to was maybe a little thriller, murder, mystery-ish. That's what my mom always read, so I think that's just what got kind of
Yeah,
handed down. So I actually really
right.
enjoyed Verity, but I enjoy Romantasy more now that I'm in it. I didn't think I would like it. Do you know what I mean? I think you have this kind
Yeah,
of idea of what something is, and then you're in it, and you're like, this is so not what I expected.
I know, I know.
So here we are.
I'm the same. I didn't read Harry Potter, or any fantasy books growing up. Like, I was a reader. I've always been a reader, but this is digging into my type A that's been here my whole life, but I would push myself to read, like, a lot of the classics, which are there's nothing wrong with those. I'm not hating or throwing shade on the classics, but I didn't really give myself the freedom to try some fantasy books or even Harry
Right.
Potter. And so I read Harry Potter as an adult when I was teaching ninth grade
Okay.
English, and it was right before the last movie was released. And so many of my students
Good
were
timing.
reading it. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is silly that I have not read these books at this point. So I read it, and again, my mind was just blown because it was so cool. I
It was.
loved it. But then I
Yeah.
had kids, and my reading died for several years. until Kenzie handed me ACOTAR. So
And it's just opened a whole new world.
here we are. Here we are.
Yeah, you took it and ran with it, that's for sure.
No regrets. No regrets, man. Well, awesome. Do we have any other bookish thoughts about 2025 or 2026? Like I said, 2025 was an epic year of reading.
It was.
There were so many amazing stories and characters, and I'm excited to see how many of those stories continue in 2026. Right? We'll see. I'm curious to see what new stories I actually start, or if I just end up
continuing all the others.
All the ones I started from 2025.
I think that's one thing I do love about Romantasy is that you get series, and I love a series, so yeah, I just hate having to wait. But
I know. Which series do you think had the worst cliffhanger, left you the most devastated?
Well, obviously Fourth Wing is a good one, right? Mm-hmm. I am dying for another ACOTAR book, as I think many people are. Are we ever?
Yeah.
Cliffhangers. I don't know. I haven't read Brimstone yet, and I've heard there's a pretty good cliffhanger with that. So
yeah. Yep.
I don't. Okay. For me, I think Fourth Wing's the only one. I agree with all of that. Onyx Storms.
Yeah. What you said reminded me. My husband told me the other day he saw an interview with Brandon Sanderson, and he was talking about his series and how it took him 20 years to get whatever number of books written well, and it's probably going to take another 20 years for him to finish it out. And I'm like, I wonder if that's what's going on with Sarah. I wonder if, she had those first 5 and, as well as Crescent City with the crossover. And if it just takes that much time to really align your story and write and revise and do all the editing, it just takes a long time.
I appreciate that, and I think it does, and she does a very good job at it. I am just an impatient person, and I need to know what happens.
I feel like sometimes you can tell, though, when the book was a little rushed. You can tell. I don't want to criticize Rebecca Yarros because I love the Empyrean series, but I do feel like Onyx Storm felt a little rushed. I loved Fourth Wing. I thought Fourth Wing was perfection, and then just that it kind of went not downhill. It was good. What am I trying to say? I just felt like Onyx Storm felt a little rushed. That's all I'm trying to say. That's it. So still good.
Are you happy she's kind of taking a break?
Yes, I really respect her for saying, I'm trying to have a better work-life balance. I'm not rushing this book. I'm even going to do this other project first. As much as it kills me to not know where Xaden is and what the heck is going on.
Right.
I respect her for doing that. I think
I get healthy. That. I'm glad you put it that way because it's true. Because I think the worst thing is to have a super good show or a super good series and then have it just flop bad at the end. So
yep.
For that reason, I agree.
Oh, good deal. Do you have an absolute favorite book for next year that you're like, if I could only pick one book to pick up in 2026, it would be this one?
Just because it's been so hyped up is Quicksilver and Brimstone. And I'm saying the series because it has to be.
It's all once.
But if it's one book, I am so excited for The Lion and the Death of Darkness. I think out of all of them, that book I am most looking forward to. You can tell I am not the English whatever.
What? We're recording this in the middle of our day. Yeah. We are doing all the mom things. We're trying not to freeze to death.
Yes.
It's okay.
We're surviving snow days right now.
Yes, which is a whole nother level of parenting, let me tell you.
I think that will be my most looked forward to TBR this year at the moment.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What about you?
I think The Lion and the Deathless Dark for sure. I mean, might be the most looked forward to. It's hard to say, though. There are so many good ones. I am really looking forward to. I can pick 3. I can pick 3 for you, but I'm looking forward to so many. But my top 3 that I'm looking forward to would be The Lion and the Deathless Dark by Carissa Broadbent, The Knave and the Moon by Rachel Gillig, and whatever the title of the third Fae and Alchemy book is by Callie Hart. So,
all right. Those are all 3 big hitters, so that will be good.
The others are right in there. The Wolf King is really, really fresh in my mind, so I'm like, I need to know what happens, but it's okay.
You have to tell me about your Viking men next time too.
Yes,
I
man.
didn't
Yeah,
ever picture you as a Viking girl.
it's similar to what I said about Rachel Gillig's books, like The Knight and the Moth. I felt like the Viking series by Demi Winters also had really cool vibes, was just in a very
Okay.
cool setting with different kind of magic. We weren't talking about fae or vampires. It was totally
Right.
different. And so that was interesting and refreshing. So
Something different
yeah.
than the norm.
Yeah, just something a little
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Okay,
And
cool.
Shield of Sparrows is kind of like that too. It's has monsters and
Okay.
very unique settings. So
All
I'm not,
right.
again, not throwing shade on the Fae or the vampires. I love them. But if you
They'll
want
be the
something different,
OGs for forever.
for sure. The Night Court, my forever favorite place.
Yeah. Yep.
Griffin
You
asked
got
me
to
if I could
visit
go
the
to
night court.
any. I know, I did. I was about to say, Griffin asked me if I could go, like, live in any of the books. I was like, obviously, I would go live in Valaris. I mean,
Is that even a question?
yeah. I have, like, made you take me to Switzerland. So I think
I
we
was gonna
know.
say 2025 was a good year. You got to go to Valaris.
I know. So
So
beautiful. Beautiful Zermatt, Switzerland. All
but
right. Well, does that, like,
so
wrap
fun.
up our conversation for today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That was
Good
fun.
deal.
It was nice just
That
to
was
do a
fun.
little book
Good book
talk.
chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
everybody should come back for our next episode about The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap that book up soon.
Yeah.
Probably have 2, maybe 3 more episodes,
Yeah.
and it'll be
Yeah.
done. So
Yep. And I want to
crazy.
hear if there's any book recommendations anyone has that we didn't mention today. Because I feel
Yeah.
like the romantasy world, you get kind of fixated on certain things. So if there's any that we didn't mention, I'd love to hear about it. I'm always open to new recommendations.
Yes, I agree. I'm most familiar, with the books that are super popular in the last 2 years, probably.
Yeah.
ACOTAR, is older, but I'm sure there are other great books that kind of
Yeah,
predate our love of romantasy. So I
for
would
sure.
love other recommendations. For
Yes,
sure.
absolutely.
We have an email. We have romantasyremedy@gmail.com, or you could reach out to us on Instagram. Our handle is Romantasy Remedy, or
Yep.
TikTok. So if you guys
Please.
have any
Yeah.
recommendations, tell us, please.
Yes,
We'd love it.
absolutely.
Or comment wherever you're listening to this. That works
Yeah.
too. Okay.
Just some recs
deal.
would be great.
Yeah. Help us out. Help some book besties out here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to Romantasy Remedy.
Bye.
The end. Bye.